Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another update for the Cowabunga system. Hope you all are having a great trading week so far. We're just going to go ahead and get right into today's update. First thing I want to do is take a look at the trend, and I'm going to go to my 4-hour chart. And again, if this is your first time listening to this video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a link near the top of the post that says if this is your first time reading, click here. And you should go ahead and click there, and it has all the system rules and it'll get you caught up. And then once you read those, come back to the video and it'll make a lot more sense. Otherwise, you'll probably be lost during this entire update. Alright, so here I am on a 4-hour chart of the cable, and I'm trying to find my trend. And we can look and see that the last trend change candle was back here, and that was on August 6th. And since then, we have not had a new trend change candle, which means that the trend has remained down even up to this point. This is what my chart looked like before today's trading session, and this is what it looks like as I update right now. And you can see we had no new trend change candles, which means that the trend remained down, and so that means that we're only looking for short trades today. Okay? Now I can go to my 15-minute chart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this back to just before midnight so you can see what my chart looked like. And then I'm going to move it forward one candle at a time so you can kind of see what goes on if you're watching this in real time. Again, it's not exactly the same, but it gives you a rough idea. First thing I want to do, though, is check out my news events for the day, because you don't want to trade during news announcements. So I'm going to go to babypips.com. You can click on this tools tab and it brings up the news events for today. And really the only things that we're looking for are major news events that affects either the sterling or the dollar, because that's the currency pair we're trading. And today really the important events, or semi-important events, were the trade balance at 4:30 a.m. and then at 8:30 we had the non-farm productivity for the dollar. So 4:30 and 8:30 a.m. Eastern time were the two news events that I wanted to watch out for. And so what you want to do at that point is go ahead and make a note of it so that you can remember what times to watch out for. And so now I know I'm looking for short trades only. My news events for the day are at 4:30 and 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Now I can move my chart forward. Now we are ready to trade. Alright, so my chart is moving forward one candle at a time. Here we get a crossover right at 12:30, very early in our session. Now we just got to see if the indicators line up. RSI is below 50, but if you look at stochastics, it's actually trending up still. And if you look at MACD, it was negative on the candle before, which means this basically is not a good signal. So we wouldn't enter right here because only one of the three indicators lined up with it. So no entry there. We just retreat and wait for the next opportunity. And pretty much straightforward. Here we get another crossover. This is at 3:15. Now let's look at our indicators again. RSI is below 50. Stochastics are trending down, or have crossed down. And MACD was positive and losing value. Now this makes a valid entry. Our news event isn't until 4:30, so we have about an hour. Remember, whether or not we are at profit or loss, we're going to exit our trade before the news event at 4:30, but we can still enter now because we still have about an hour time to let the trade kind of work its magic. So we just want to enter here at the close of the candle, or as close to it as possible, and that's at 64.76. Our stop's going to be at the most recent swing high, and that's at 6,500. And then our nearest 50 or 0 level is at 64.50. Alright, gives us about 26 pips of potential profit. And now that we're in the trade, we can just let it run. And you can see on the very next candle, our target was hit. However, price did not make a clean break. And you can see it shot back up. So what you want to do at that point is just exit at our target. Just try to get out as close as you can as possible. Remember, these aren't hard limits, but what you're doing is you're just watching these levels and then making a decision from then, just trying to feel out how momentum is going, and you can zoom into a smaller time frame to kind of just keep an eye on it. So you want to get out as close to 64.50 as possible. Again, you probably won't get out exactly at 64.50, but I got out at 64.45, which is 64.55, which is close enough. Again, you'll get better on feeling it, how the market's going, the more you trade it, because with the system we only trade one currency pair, and each currency pair you'll find has its own personality, and after you trade it over and over every day, just through sheer experience, you will start to realize how the market moves for that currency pair, and you'll kind of get a better idea, and you'll gradually become better and better, have a better ability to gauge where the market's going at certain levels. So now we're out of the trade, and we can just continue to move forward. Here's 4:30, our news. Not much happens. We'll just continue to go forward. Still nothing. Okay, here we get a crossover. This is at 9 a.m. Okay, so this is after our 8:30 news. And let's just look at our indicators. We have RSI below 50, stochastics trending down, MACD's positive and losing value. This makes this a valid entry. So again, you want to enter at the close of the candle, or as close to it as possible. 64.64 is the entry. Our stop's going to be at the most recent swing high at 65.15. Now our nearest 50 or 0 level is at 64.50, but our entry is at 64.64. That only gives us about 14 pips of potential profit, not including the spread. So we're really kind of wasting a trade and setting ourselves up for not really a good reward to risk ratio on this trade. So what you want to do at this point is go for the same amount of pips that you're risking. So to do that, you just take your stop, which is 65.15, subtract that from your entry, which is 64.64, and then you get 51 pips, so that's how much you're risking. Now you just subtract 51 from 64.64, and you get a target at 64.13. Okay, so now we have a reward to risk ratio of 1, which is better than what we would have gotten if we were only going for 14 pips, maybe even less than that with the spread. So certain cases like that, when your target is very small, you want to go for at least a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Okay, now we can move forward, and you can see that the market doesn't go in our favor. In fact, it gets close to stopping us out. But here's what you want to do at points like this. Now, I would say the latest that you hold your trade would be 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to hold it any longer than that. However, you know, if it's past noon and you know you have to go, just take your trade out. Try to just, hopefully it'll cut into your, you know, when you're watching your trades past noon and you know you see that the market's really not going in your favor, then you just want to kind of get out at break even, or just get out of the trade, because there's really not that much volume in the early afternoon hours Eastern Time. So you want to go ahead and just take out your trade. Now in my case, I went out and exited at 2 p.m. and that got me out right here because I saw this big movement drop, and it actually closed at 64.73. And remember, our entry is at 64.64. So at this point, it was a pretty good. I still had a loss, but it was very small. And because market volume is low, you just want to go ahead and take out your trade. So I went ahead and just exited there. Took a small loss, but that's okay. And it'll be one of those things that you'll realize as you trade the pair more and more. But you don't want to hold onto it past 4 p.m. and maybe even sooner. You can get out of that once you see that volume's kind of dying down and the trade's probably not going to work out for you. Alright, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will see you all on the next update. Cowabunga, dudes!